Alrighty, good evening, YouTube. My name is Isaiah, and this will be my first episode of my rank grind to diamond. Yes, I said it, to diamond. As someone who's super hard stuck low elo, I'm gonna start recording my journey going to high elo or whatever you want to call it, diamond. But I've been playing League of Legends for probably 4 years now, on and off. But I wanted to really focus on grinding, really getting better at the video game, and really taking, I don't know if serious is the word, but I really want to just get really good at League of Legends. It's a game that I actually really love, game that I want to not only get better at or just prove to myself, maybe prove to other people that I'm I'm really good or I can get really good at the game. So I'm gonna start documenting my journey. Uh, right now I am at 4. Honestly, I wish I can show that when I was bronze, in 2002 or 22. I didn't really play that much rank though. I think 23 is when I really started playing like more than 50 games in rank. I think in bronze. I think one of these games I actually played a lot, but I was just so bad. I think I was just spamming games, doing random shit. Uh, and then maybe I'll watch some YouTube videos actually trying to get better. Anyways, right now I'm at a plat 4. I'm sitting at a 48% win rate, and I have really dedicated very recently of trying to get better, watching videos, maybe trying to maybe I'll get a coach or something, but I wanted to start documenting my games. Right now I'm only gonna show one game, but recently I've been feeling really good about my games. Um, a lot of some of these games I'm still maybe struggling, but there's a lot of these games where I'm completely carrying, completely smurfing, and then there's some games that I'm still losing even though I'm doing really well. But I just can definitely feel myself getting a lot better. And I think hitting diamond might be something I think is very capable. And you guys can see my mindset, the things that go through my brain. And I'm reviewing games that I played recently, so I still remember a lot what I was thinking, how I was doing. I'm gonna show you a matchup that is actually very favored. I was playing Vex against a Fizz, and it's very Vex favored. But I think the first time I played this matchup, I did well against the Fizz, but I didn't do that well. Where the Fizz still was able to still maybe go even with me in lane, and then completely just um actually carry the game late game because he was just fat enough to one shot my ADC and one shot my support and just got out of control. And this game is actually the opposite, where I actually took very control of the game, took control of the mid laner, or control take control of the mid lane, and actually was able to snowball this game. So I think I really liked this game because it showed. I think after my first at the Fizz, I really understood how I could really abuse this lane. I think the first time I did this, I took Dark Harvest because I saw that it was probably the most. I played Electrocute usually with Vex, and Electrocute just makes sense. But for whatever reason, my last time I played against Fizz, I decided to just do Dark Harvest, which I played Dark Harvest Vex before, and it can be a fun. Um, it could be a fun rune, but Electrocute is definitely way more consistent. It helps you in lane a lot more, helps you just snowball. So I would recommend playing Electrocute. It's just way more consistent. Here, what I like to always do as a mid laner, I don't think it showed, but I always want to ping the other jungler's top side. So here I'll try to ward the blue just so I can see where the jungler is starting, if he's starting top side or bot side, and that way I can know which side they'll be ganking from. It'll help me know which side be pay attention to, or if I know the pathing top to bottom, I will start on the bottom side of the lane and then move up to the top side of the lane. These are things that will definitely help not just you, but it's just good information for for your team to use. Whether will they use it? Not always, but I think a lot of reason why you can carry the game is obviously you can whatever helps you stay alive and carry the game is obviously important. But if any little information you can help your teammates, sometimes it's the game's a lot easier. You can if you can play with one other person on your team to help carry. A lot of times you only need at least one really good player on your team, and you guys can carry the game together. So I like to war the top side. That gives my solo laner some information, and it definitely helps our jungler if they're jungle tracking. The talent gets in the way here, so you guys can see how this looks like. With Vex, I get a lot of surprising level 1 kills if the other jungler comes in with me. But he starts off half health, so not much. I come in this lane half HP at pop up. I pop a pot right now, which I think if a better player was watching this or was in this scenario, they wouldn't use a health pot. You probably should only use a health pot when you really need it. But I think before with Fizz has such high damage that if I just like misposition, I felt like I could have died, and maybe I would have popped the health pot too late. So I want to just pop it early. I mean, that time it's better safe to be sorry, but a lot of time it's best to do it when it's not too obvious. So, but I think in this matchup, a lot of times I try to play too close. So I think you're probably going to see this, but you really should play with a good amount of distance and keep the wave in the middle, and you can just harass the Fizz a lot. His only thing is he needs to hop on you and E out. If you don't know his E, I don't know the name of the ability, but it's pretty much his dash essentially. It does damage. It dashes through his target. Um, if you let him hop on you, that's pretty much what Fizz wants to do. Um, it's a gap closer. It helps dodge abilities. He should only use it to dodge ability. He should never use it to actually use it offensively. So you should. Honestly, this goes with any time you face against Fizz, but you want to make it so he can only use it defensively. Anyways, that's why like this is a little bit too close. Maybe. Let's see what he does. He doesn't really jump on me. I'm able to get a good trade on him, and now we're honestly even. So like you can, even though I was low health, you can definitely just very easily win the trade here. So now he used it defensively, and now he's pretty much your bitch. At this point, you pretty much can bend over this Fizz and just fuck him for the next 10 seconds. Let's see here. Or his E is the jump, and then I think his Q is the dash. I apologize. Anyways, it's at a 16-second cooldown, man. So your whole goal is just bait that out of him, and then you can pretty much take control. And 16 seconds is a long time. So at this point, I can maybe zone him off the wave a little bit, harass him. I definitely want to make sure I keep the wave here and then crash it when I need to. You as Vex you have a lot of kill pressure, and it's really easy to get early kills with Vex. There's not too many champions that is stronger than the first 2 levels. Anyways, so this is bad by me. I let him jump on top of me. That was bad positioning. But again, I still win the trade. Looks like I end up just pushing the wave pretty hard here. I think ideally I would want to yeah, so I played this pretty bad. So what I really should have done is started my W instead of my Q. It would have been a lot my second. Started my W second because it would be a lot more consistent. I ended up hitting level 2 here, and so does he. So if in a better world, I don't let him jump on me at all here. Um, and I can let him play more in the wave. So like maybe I should I feel like I should have walked this way and let these minions auto attack him a lot more. I flash out and well, I guess I flash back into this wave, so it's not the worst thing. But my goal here is he's fighting me in this wave, but I do, I'm very close to dying. But I just messed up for letting him jump on me. But I know if I just get create distance, I can kill him. So my goal is honestly, I outed him a couple times and he just barely gets the dash. Anyways, this is really bad for me because I have more minions than he has, so this is shoving into him. So I end up losing a good amount of minions and XP here. At this point, honestly, this is pretty much winning for Fizz. Um, he buys Home. I buy Dark Seal, which is honestly a better buy than him. He should have really bought Dark Seal. It doesn't quite crash though, so I want to definitely just make sure this crashes. But at this point, me being a tiny bit behind, I have a better buy than him. He fights me in the wave. I actually create too much distance at this point. At this point, I think I realized that I need to stop making him land on me, and so I need to focus on farming because I think I was also missed a couple minions on the first two waves. So I was like, okay, I really need to focus on farming and creating my distance. And he's also playing very passive here. So I think this is about the time where I start hitting the wave. I hit him. I'm creating good distance. And I just completely troll again. Let him jump on me again. So I don't know if it was I remember at some point in this game, I was like, fuck. This Fizz got 2 kills on me. Thankfully my jungler is there to cover my back, not letting him snowball too much. But I get a Dark Seal stack. Fizz gets boots and tome here on his buy. And I just get tome, and then I get a amplifying tome. So he's really up on movement speed and a little bit of ability haste. But this is actually pushing me, so it actually works out very heavily in my favor here. The wave is on my side. He's losing a tiny bit of XP and gold, but at some point I freeze a wave here. I showed myself, or at least try to keep it on my side because the tower ends up hitting it here, so ends up just pushing back from anyways. But at some point I realized that I need to start spacing out a lot better. My spacing is really bad. I'm letting them jump on me, and I at this point I know I can really abuse him. This is actually very much a Vex favored matchup. Fizz is honestly a really good champion right now. He's pretty meta. I see that there's a fight going on here. I react pretty late to it, to be honest. I think my mind was stuck at someone else. I look at my map, I was like, oh shit, this guy's about to die. So, or he's in my jungle, but I dodge it a lot better there. He doesn't dash into me. I actually have a really large health lead here. But with that, honestly, with that kill, I pretty much ran it away. So not only so here he's trolling. Oh, I'm trolling for sure. I'm still not the best player in the world, man. And then he tries to dash towards me, which with Vex's passive was just troll. So this Fizz honestly completely trolled this, and this was unfortunate. But it's okay. pretty much I have 5 deaths for this entire game. So I start the early game about double his CS. 3 kills and 3 deaths. I'm just maybe slightly ahead, but I think at this point, I think with Lost Chapter, I I think when I come in here, I press tab, and I was like, I feel like I'm a lot stronger than him, and I feel like I'm just spacing really bad. I come in, I think I don't know if it was the last. I think it was the last wave. I just felt really confident, so I'm coming into really more confident. I know, okay, just farm up. There's nothing he can do against me. I can always just. I have way better wave clear than the Fizz here, and I should have a lot more prio. So what I end up doing is I make sure that this Fizz just can't trade into me. He can't win any trades. Um, I just started respecting his range and respecting his abilities a lot more. A lot of times I just don't respect the range, and I'm like, I'm coming in with, I'm just way too close. So there, I finally dodged it for the first time. He he ends up taking a tower shot, start missing everything, and this is just a really winning trade for me. Here, I'm not scared. The Fizz thinks he does more damage than he really does, and honestly, in plat, these players are gonna make mistakes, man. They make a lot of mistakes. This is pretty. I was pretty proud of that. I pretty much, I landed that W. It was invisible, man. I had no idea what he was. If I went on my red side, so I completely don't know where he is. I just pressed W, assuming he was right there. I think maybe if you just spaced it a little bit better, or didn't think I would go in and press W. Yeah, here I just pretty much ran away the game, so I'll show you a little bit what I'm thinking. Um, I can't really tell you exactly what I was thinking unless I was telling you live. But here, as you, what I'm going to start doing is just start shoving the wave. I'm gonna try and make it unplayable as possible for the Fizz that you can't roam. And my goal is to try to start affecting the map. Right now, the jungler is up, but it's pretty much even for all the other lanes. I as a mid laner, my goal is always to follow what my jungler's doing. If he's right now he's at Grebs. Anytime he goes towards the scuttle, anytime he goes in the river, I try to just follow him. I try to help him secure objectives. As a mid laner, especially with Vex, my goal is always try to create prio, and if my mid laner is not a part of the game at all, um, I started really abusing this Jax. This Jax, I might come bot lane a little bit. This top lane, guys, I'll be honest with you, is the easiest like lane to gank, man. Like as someone who plays a lot of top lane, hold up, let me go back. I get a kill top. This guy's very aggressive. I have my ult. Talon sees the Darius. I think he gets chunked a little bit here, and I just pretty much he just takes a bad path. Broken ability with Vex. Even with your mobility, if I land my R on you, you're pretty much dead. I do land this R on the Fizz, but I don't take it. It's not really worth of dying. Um, they're obviously really upset spamming their jungler. Let me move my camera because I realize that I'm above the map. You guys probably will want to see the map. Put the map a little bigger. Oh, it's a little easier to see. Anyways, So I really start affecting the map a lot more. I'm up a level right here. I'm harassing. I'm trying to honestly get an auto on this tower, and also trying to harass this Fizz as much as possible. And I'm showing you my game so you guys can see maybe any changes of what I'm looking for in the game, changes in my behavior, changes in my movement, so that when I am eventually diamond, which is the goal, you guys gonna see the growth as well. So you guys can grow with me. And by the way, I'm I'm probably gonna use these videos and maybe even as a vlog where I just talk about my life, my day. And then you guys maybe get to know me too. Honestly, at this point, uh the talent, honestly, unless I'm somewhat lower health, he won't be able to really do anything. So here, the talent's low HP. If I space out this Fizz, I know that it's just him and me, man. Bot lane kind of pushed up here. He misses the ult. He's playing very desperate. I'm up 2 levels. Uh, at this point, my goal is to honestly just chip down this tower. I want to try to force the issue. At this point, I'm so far ahead, honestly, that even if he does trade into me a little bit, there's no possible way he can win the trade. Before, when it's more even, they're just gonna have more damage than Vex if I let him actually land his abilities. If we land the exact same abilities, he will always win that trade. But now I'm a lot more uh, way further ahead. I'm putting this mid laner a lot more behind. I would join this mid fight, but I'm low mana. I really should buy my item here. So I end up getting a alternator. I went from 3 kills and 3 deaths to 7 kills and 3 deaths. And now, honestly, my team gets a pretty easy objective here. And I would like to think because I chunked the jungler and really chunked the mid laner, I pretty much took 2 people out of the game completely. And this is always my goal to play in top lane, where I create a lead, create attention in my lane. Because if I play really aggressive, the jungler is gonna want to gank me, and if I can waste his time, kill the jungler, maybe get a double kill, really show my lead, then you're literally it makes the game like 5v3 at some point, and it just helps everybody out. It helps your jungler from getting invaded. Here he all ins me. I can't speak. But he doesn't have enough damage to kill me. But even if he landed every ability at this point, I'm just a lot further ahead. I wasn't unfortunate. I didn't ward or look at the map well enough that I should have played towards where Darius was. I end up, getting a kill there, making something out of nothing. But once Fizz all in me, I really should have maybe been more aware of my map and play a little bit more cautious. Um, when you're no matter what lane you are, if you play very aggressive, if you're not under tower, even if you were under tower, if you're getting poked out, like the jungler's gonna come and either dive you or try to kill you, try to get some easy kills. These guys aren't, they may kind of bad, but they're not, they're gonna try to win. So if there's anything that they can do to try to get ahead, they will use it. So this game is still completely losable if I play way too aggressive. If I start throwing my lead, this game is definitely, just like any game is losable. But my goal here is just to put as much pressure as possible. So Fizz is bot side. There's 2 people top. The only other person that can get me is the MF. Let me see here. The MF is not showing yet, and the Talon is here as well. But like I said before, there's if I'm full health, this Talon's not is never going to be an issue. But here I'm just trying to be a nuisance. MF is definitely not gonna be able to do anything to affect me. I just completely outrange her. And I really one shot her if she really gets too close. So here I'm just warding in the middle to see if I can see if anybody goes towards the, roam towards the middle, go towards the river. I'm just right here. I waited to not show because I wanted to see if the MF will step up and maybe I'll get an easy kill on the MF. Um, she ended up backing up as soon as she saw me, but if she wasn't slightly paying attention. But at this point, I found an opportunity topside to make a play. I didn't want to completely just do nothing. I wasn't quite sure what I should be doing at this point. I didn't know how to affect the map. I didn't want to just blindly just push the wave and not get anything done. So I ended up getting another kill topside here. End up getting more dark still stacks. I'm almost at my shadow flame. Looks like I was thinking that bot lane was gonna come mid here. Yeah, the Fizz is just completely feeding at this point. I'm not sure if he did that out of anger, but at this point, I'm just doing what I can to win these team fights. We completely win that. We end up I'm just gonna shove out this wave. The whole team is dead. Only the Jax is up, so I end up securing this objective. I'll speed it up real quick for the next thing that pops up. So we're officially going to like the mid game. My goal is to just fill up any empty lanes. I want to and then like just create resources, try to snowball my lead. My goal is to not just completely team fight the whole time, but making sure that he ends up getting out. I was a little too late hitting that tower. I'm respecting the Jax here, but honestly, this Jax is also a maniac just like the Fizz. I think this game he's very, very aggressive, even though he's buying. So here, I'm able to poke him, and he should never jump on me here, and I think I just completely abused the Jax. Another thing I learned in my games is there's always somebody that's gonna int on the other team. So even if have an 0-10 bot lane or jungler that's completely into your somebody, you need to find who on the other team is gonna int a lot of times, because everybody has an inting teammate, and I think here I know like this Jax, for whatever reason, and maybe if he was that guy, he will kill me there, but so far he doesn't show that he could. No one's going top side. I completely get free waves. I gave a lot of. I mean, I probably got like 500 to 600 gold in the last minute here, or 2 minutes. I get about 3 plates there. Get a kill, get a couple waves, and honestly, if I can do that for the rest of the game, I mean, we're gonna win. No matter what happens in the rest of the map, if my whole team dies mid lane here or bot lane, I'm able to just get as much resources and gold for myself. So that's as a mid laner, you want to when there's objective stuff, you can group up, especially if your lanes are pushed out. It's really good to just group up. If there's a lane that's like right now, no one's filling up top side, so I'm gonna get top. This Jack keeps just shoving to this lane, and every time he goes past I really should be killing him. I'm still trying to space it out as much as possible because I respect it's a Jax, and I'm sure in another game he somehow turns this around and gets a kill there and starts coming back. But here, no, not this time. So I do the same thing. I push out. I'm checking the map. I'm making sure that before I go up, I see that the Talon's there. I try not to over push here. Here I know I have, this is what it looks like. I thought he was gonna jump over this wall. He doesn't. He ends up backing right here, and I just one shot him. So I know my champion very well. I wasn't pretty scared, even if he did fight me there. I know at this point in the game, when you have 2 items, and I have a good amount of Magi stacks as well, Vex absolutely just one-shots squishies. So once you get to Luden's Shadow Flame, you can 100% just start one-shotting people. If he was full health, then maybe I don't completely one-shot him there. Um, but the fact that I saw he even had a little bit of health, I knew he was dead. I ended up, my team is honestly just stomping at this point. And if you guys ever wonder why, like, some games everybody on your team is just doing terrible, and then the games that you win, it's a complete stomp. That's how I feel a lot of my games is when I win, it's like very decisive. And when I lose, it's like the other way around where my whole team is inching. Again, I feel like I definitely can 100% kill this guy pretty easily. Just gotta space him out. If I landed my abilities earlier, he would have already been dead. So at that point, when right before I killed him, I was thinking, damn, if I miss another Q, I'm fucking dead. This champ is definitely a skill shot champ. So if you can land your skill shots, um, she can be very disgusting. She has good self peel. Her passive is not always up, so you got to always keep in mind her passive. A lot of times hold a lot of abilities, don't use it. Especially if I'm getting ganked a lot, then I would just auto the wave the whole time. Or once you get your first item, she can just EQ the whole wave, and you can just shove the wave very safely. I'm looking for a flank here, and honestly, it's pretty. The game is pretty much over at this point. Because we're up, about $11,000, 11,000 in gold. And as long as I just play with my team, play somewhat safe, I mean, it's pretty much over. I'm just gonna pressure though. I think here I try to make a big play. My goal is always to step back a little bit, and I see my team is over this wall, so I came here in Zonia. I do die, but my team ends up completely wrecking the team fight here. Fortune Darius also had to die there. A little too aggressive, but I was having fun. But I think there's really not much to this game. But I started understanding the Fizz matchup a lot. I think I do a little better at roaming, finding plays. I mean, the mid game is just about picking up resources, pressuring empty lanes. I'm still respecting the other team. We just pretty much completely destroy them here. There's really not much to show here. But yeah, I'm getting a lot better, man. I'm getting better at I do have some videos of me in bronze. If you guys want to see how it looks from my bronze gameplay to this, I think I was playing there's a video of me playing Vel'Koz mid lane, and it's definitely like night and day for sure. Thanks for watching. If you got in this far, I'll maybe upload these every single night. Go over, maybe play 2 or 3 ranked games a night, and slowly show my climb or where I'm at. If I don't have any wins, I'll maybe show you a loss, and I'll pretty much kind of look at my gameplay and see what I could have done better. Thanks for watching. You guys have a good one. Bye.